Hello everyone, this is Paula, and I'm here to finish up the Alice in Wonderland book. Now, we did 2 embellishment videos on this book. We did a paper prep, and it still needs some lace, and it needs beads, and I need to put the hitch post on it. So, I thought we'd do that together. We've never done that together. And I'm just going to get my glue out and get ready. Get some wipies going here. And I've got all my beads out. And because this book is so many colors involved, the beads are going to be all different colors too. And I thought that would be fun. Now, they're not literally everyone different. Each one will have some of the primary colors, and then pink is also involved. If I don't like the way these beads look, we'll pull out my beads and do something different. But first I thought we would do the lace because it's a little more time consuming. I did cut the lace. And while we're doing this, you're going to be able to see the, let me make sure I've got my table where I can tell if I'm in view. Let's see. Okay. About right there. Now, I have junk everywhere. You know how it is when I work. Okay. So, let's do this. And, let me get my glasses on. Everything's a big blur, and I'm wondering why I can't see. Well, I don't have my glasses on. Okay, so this is the beginning of the book, and so we can get started here. Now, this is a green, white, and red page, and do you guys remember the vintage haul I got where I got tons of ribbon and lace? Well, this is one of the very vintage laces, and I'm going to let it be the first one in the beginning. Now, I'm just going to glue these on for now, and then I'll trim them up later when they dry. But I'm going to use Fabri-Tac because it's the strongest, and the glue won't be going anywhere without it. Let me grab I have a piece of paper I've been working with. I don't know, let's just stick this one under here. I like to kind of, while I'm putting the glue on, put the something under it if I can. Now I put a little tiny extra on the end. Okay, and this is a pretty wide, it's about 1.5 inches. Now you might ask me, why am I using it? I bring it up higher on the paper, and then I know, and sometimes I'll go over it with another piece of like just ribbon on top of it when it's pretty good size. Now I need to make sure which side is correct. You know, it's hard to tell on some of these laces, but these old ones are pretty obvious. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to hold my book down. I'm going to get a pair of scissors and hold that side down. I used to stitch my lace on, but I didn't like it, you know, because it would show the stitching through to the other side, and sometimes I would want the other side to look a certain way, and this glue is so strong it's not going anywhere as far as the lace goes. And I'm not going to put tabs on this book because it has so many colors that I don't want it to, you know, just be over the top. Now, this is a moving project here, so I'll just trim a little bit off and make sure my ends are down good. And I hold it as long as I can to make sure. Now, there's going to be 4 or 5 different laces in the book. Just so you know, it's only going to be on cardstock. It's not going to be on every single piece of cardstock, and it's going to be random. depending on what embellishment is on the page. Okay, and I'll show you the embellishments and talk to you about those when we do the flip through. Okay, there's Miss Alice. Let's see where our next one is. I think it's over here. Yeah. Now, on the center pages, which is what this is, I'm going to put one on each side. Now, it's going to be different on each side, but it's going to color coordinate. Now, this is the same one we just used because it matches this page really well also. And really, because there's so many different colors in there, I really had fun doing this book. I don't know if it's because I hadn't done any since Christmas, or, you know, as far as the little golden books go, but I had a lot of fun. Just not having to worry about it as long as it's a primary color, you know. So I'm going to be working on my design team project this evening when I have some free time, if I do. You know, don't always. Well, it's already evening here, but so let me make sure I'm getting this straight, because once it's down, it's down. This is a 3 signature book. I decided after I put 2 in that, I don't know, I guess I put in a quarter, 1 1/4, no, 1 3/4 spine in this book, and because I don't like to push the signatures so close to each other that there's no room to fill your book, you know, with goodies. And so I hope I'm in camera, guys, because I'm moving a little bit. It makes me nervous. I'll have to watch it before I play it, I guess. And hopefully I stay in camera. Now, I really love this lace. And I really love this lace. They're both very old. This is kind of a pink and white. This is a cream color. Well, they're both cream color, but this is a little bit darker, and it has navy, which also looks purple, and green floral in it. Now I got to see which side is which. Yep, it shows you real fast which one's correct. Now this is not really a scallop style. Let me get over here, make sure you guys can see. See, I'm gonna worry about you the whole time I'm doing this. There. Okay. Now let's put our paper under here. You wouldn't believe how many shirts, well, pajama tops mostly, because when I'm just here by myself, if I'm not going anywhere, I just kind of get up and take my shower and throw on some PJs. It's lots easier than dirtying up clothes you just have to wash later, and it's more comfortable. Now, I haven't always done that, just in the last 5 years. So I had full-blown therapy on my hips yesterday. Yikes, you guys. I was in positions I hadn't been in forever, you know, just with my body being so, I say, out of shape. And it's just because I got so much going on with me that I just decide, you know, I'm out of shape. I try to not be, but my husband and I are still working on our after Christmas diet. Man, that's fun, isn't it? To have to do that. That's kind of crooked, so I'm going to straighten it out. Now see, I think those 2 pages were really pretty. Let me kind of hold it up so you can see. It's kind of hard whenever it's see-through, but And then you can see this one here too. You get under it. Probably would help to have some white paper out. Whoops. There you go. You can see the flower. So pretty, guys. I've had a ton of fun with this book. Man, I was like, I fell in love with this book while I was working on it. And part of me was like, okay, do you want to, you know, sell this? You know you love it. And so, of course I do. But that's my whole reason. I actually have a new album that I got for Christmas. And I think it was just something I picked out. You know, I saw it and I liked it. And I had not bought a journal from anybody else, and so I just decided to buy one from her. And when it gets down to time, I can tell you whenever we do it, if we do it together, I'll tell you who it is and so forth. I've got it written down. Okay, so on this one, because we have this red in this pocket, I'm going to look at this. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to put red here. That's why I said this is one of those books that you can, you know, do whatever color you want. And when I come back on the second swipe, unless it's wide ribbon, I'm trying to just spread the glue out a little bit so it's not chunky and gushy. And I tried to keep the laces about this width. I didn't want them any smaller than this. They could be a little bigger, but I mostly was just looking for colors that would work. Now, I know normally we don't put a million different colors on our journals, but this was so many colors that I had to. Okay, so there we go on that one. I think that one's the right length. Well, we need to even this side up with that side so it doesn't look off balanced. Okay, so now we're moving on along here, looking for the next one, which is right here, which is that same lavender pink lace that we put on before, because there is a lot of purple and in the book. Making sure I'm on the right side here. Now, I did not put anything in this book that is part of my design team, Alice in Wonderland, because I wanted them to be different. And I loved the fact that this was the color of the multicolors, and I definitely didn't want to change that any. I'm trying to look and see if one's up and one's down, but they're really not. They're the same. Okay. Now I'm just going to bring this one up as far as I can over this little pocket. Doesn't have to be. I'm not worrying if the heights of the ribbon match. I just want it to look random. That's part of the fun to me. And I'm sure it is for most of you. You know, I look at all the different ways journals are made, and it's amazing to me how everybody has a style. And I like them all. And when I try to get super grungy, I just can't do it. I don't know. I have made grungy books. But See, I like a medium tea stain or a light tea stain. I don't like the dark grungy. I've done it in several of my books because I want what the people like, what everybody wants to see. So there's that page. Okay, and now we're going on to the next one. This ended up being a, look at this center page. I don't know if I like these ties. This is that zigzag pocket, that very first one that I had, the very first one I made. But it has all these tags. It has 10 tags in it. But I put little toppers on them, but I'm thinking now the little toppers are taken over. So, some of them are going to lose their top. I just don't know which ones yet. Okay. This is a cute tag too. Has the mushrooms on it, which, you know, goes right along with the mushroom. Okay, and now here is just some floral that we're going to put on this red page. Make sure you can see. Okay. Trying to keep my sleeves up. I'm not kidding you when I say that I have dragged my pajama sleeves into the glue and it doesn't come out. It does not come out. I'll just warn you. And it just it makes me so crazy when I do it because I know that, you know, I'm pretty close to doing it. But it's all right. Now we're going to go over this pocket just a tiny bit. Because I obviously put it over pretty far. I do that because I don't want the binding to be so loaded with, you know, loaded with things to the point that it doesn't close well. And really for this to be a 3 signature, you know, I don't make 3 signatures on a just everyday basis. I just felt like it needed it, even though it has a lot of paper in it. I don't have the number in front of me, or I would tell you. The center signature is a little smaller than the other because I wanted to make sure it wasn't way too big or tight. So we're going to trim this off. I got that crooked. There we go. Nope, it's still a little crooked. Let me straighten it up. It's because I'm cutting at an angle. Okay, so there's that one. Let's move on and find, this is the next, this is the center of the signature that we're going to work on now. And there should be another piece of lace in here. I wonder where it went. Well, I'll have to cut another piece. Let's just put this one on first. Let's put this one on this side this time. Now, I didn't, other than the red, I really didn't. I could have put some yellow on here, but I didn't because I only had one yellow ribbon and it had a ruffle in it. Well, I have more than one yellow, but I didn't have the right yellow except for one. And so I just decided that rather than put that stark yellow in there, I would just put the stark red. And I did stamping on the back of every one of the, I'll show you. This is, some of them have, the center signature has this stamp. The first and third have this stamp, the corner stamp, which is a new stamp for me, and I really like it. Oh my goodness, what did I just do? I closed that book with the glue on there, but that's okay because we're going to add glue anyway. That's when you get to talking and then you forget what you're doing. You don't pay as much attention. Or at least I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. So speaking of that, talking about you and not me kind of thing, I want to know how you guys feel about, you know, from Oklahoma, and we say things that aren't said in other states, and our slang is a little different, and we're a little bit country sounding. But I had someone, and I'm not naming names or anything, that wasn't happy with the fact that I opened my videos saying hello guys. Here in Oklahoma, when we say hello guys, it just means the group. You know, or it could mean a group of guys, depending on how you're looking at it. And I don't want to offend anybody. That is not my goal of doing my channel. My goal is for all of us to have fun. And so please never take anything like it's directed at just you. If it was directed to just you, I would say your name. But I have someone that wasn't happy with me and told me that, you know, they weren't a man and that they don't want to be called a man. So I apologize, because that is far from what I, you know, meant. And so anyway, I appreciate all my subscribers, and I have fun with all of you. I know there's a lot of you that don't comment, and that's fine. I don't comment on every single video that I watch, but that doesn't mean that you're not part of the group. I'm always going to consider every single one part of the group. I mean, I love it when you give me feedback. So I hope you'll keep doing that. Alright, so I got a little bit of glue right there. Let me see if I can kind of get it off. You watch, I'll probably continue in the book and I'll find my other piece of lace. But I'm cutting another piece right now. For this side. I just thought we'd do this and do something different for a change. Because I don't think we've ever did the finishing touches together before. And the reason I didn't have you decorate with me this time is because we made all the embellishments together, the majority of them. And I didn't want to bore you with, you know, the same thing. So I take the nozzle and kind of go back and flatten it down a little bit so we don't have glue going everywhere. I'm working with those beads right under us, and it's kind of, I keep thinking I'm going to knock them in the floor. I hope you guys have had a good day. It was really cold here today, but we didn't have wind, and so it felt warmer than it's felt the last 3 days when it's been in the mid 40s. But it got down to like 16 or 17, I believe, in Tulsa. So anyway, it was so sunny and bright when I would take Sadie outside. She loved it. And there were so many ducks on our pond. And she loves to watch the ducks. And it's so funny because I keep her on a leash. We don't have a fence because we don't want to block the view of our pond and the fountain and everything. So I just take her out on a leash. I wouldn't let her out there by herself anyway. She's too small. And we have a lot of hawks in this area. So anyway, let's see. I think I was going to put some white on this side. Or was it that side? Well, neither one has that much space. So let's just put it on the right side. That way you can see it better. You know, you'll see it lined up better. Okay, every time I do a thing of lace, I have to wipe the glue. No, it's crazy. It gives you glue to glue your ribbon down, and then it takes about the same amount back and just lets it run out of the bottle. I wish there would magically be a glue that just appeared that was super strong and dried clear and that didn't cost a fortune. You know, the glue is very expensive. Some places it's $15 for one bottle, and usually one bottle, by the time you make the embellishments and all of that, you've gone practically through a bottle. So I just think it's crazy what they charge. Now I've lost my ribbon. There it is. Okay. I had a nice conversation with my sweet son today. He lives across town, so it's not like 5 minutes from here. And he's real busy. He has his own business, and then they homeschool their 3 children, so they're very busy. And he recently took up a hobby of, and he's loving it, of growing mushrooms. And they're delicious. He says, I'm not a mushroom person. He just doesn't understand why his mama don't like mushrooms, but it's the texture, I think, more than anything. So at Christmas, my son-in-law had his name, and he got him all this stuff. You know, he has to wear lab jacket when there's a lot involved in it to start growing mushrooms. And a lot of time and space. You got to have the space, and so he just has it in one of the big rooms of his business. And so that works out great. Okay, let's move along here. Okay, not putting it there. Guess I jumped over here. Okay, and we're going to put red on both sides of this. So we'll do this side first. Okay. Sorry I'm being quiet. I've had a full day. It's about 7:30 here. And I've been working on this all day. I got up super early this morning. And so you know how that is when you get up early. It seems like your days feels like it's so much longer. Trying to find Let me get back in frame here. This glue is just going everywhere. It wants to spit out the glue at such a speed that you can't. I'm trying to get this up here. It wants to like just leave a major blob for some reason. It doesn't usually do that bad anyway. Man, it's just feisty tonight. Okay, so this is the right side. I'm trying to get my arm in there to hold it down. Listen, this is like wrestling somebody. This is going to be a short video because we're just doing the lace in this video, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do the beads and the hitch post. Because I have to break for something I need to get done, and I just decided to make it 2 videos, but I'll try to load them both tonight. So I'm just going to separate them, and I was going to do it all together, and I just realized something I needed to do before a certain time this evening. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, so tell me what you guys are working on. I know we all are working on something every time we get together, but okay, so we're going to do this green page, and see, it's getting further over, so it's getting harder to hold it down. And I hope you're staying in frame. Okay. Wipe the glue off. Okay, now, it's running away from me, guys. Okay. Trim this a little bit. This is how I usually do my lace. Instead of, you know, stopping in between, I go ahead and cut it all. If I know, you know, and sometimes I'll go back and add more, or, you know, whatever I need to do. I try not to. I know this seems like a lot, but this is got a lot of pages in it. And I think there's just 2 more. So here we go on this page. Oh, and we've got another red here. Obviously, this is a red page. Let me get back over. It's like I slide away. Okay. Oh my, got the glue on my finger. I'm going to stick to everything. Oh my goodness. When you get to the back of the book, it's just hard, especially when you have more than 2 signatures. it's harder to get your pages to hold still so you can do what you need to do. I bought this in an old vintage, this lace in an old vintage shop. This coming weekend that's coming up, which is the first part of February, I guess, my brother and his wife are going with us to some antique malls in a town we haven't been to, you know, in a long, long time. Just since I've been doing journals, I haven't been there, is what I'm saying. It's been several years. My daughter used to sing there when she was young. She would sing at any kind of festival that was around town. She has a beautiful voice. And so we haven't been there since she sang as a teenage girl, so it's a small town, but it's real quaint. And it's called Collinsville. So we usually just, my husband and I go, but my brother likes antiques too, and every time it seems like every time we've gone, they've had, you know, something that interfered, so I'm so glad they get to go this time. All right, I think that's the last one. So listen, guys, I'm going to let this dry. And that's another reason I need to wait and do it in separate videos, because I usually let this dry at least 30 minutes. So I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to come back and do another video, and we'll do the beads and the hitch post, and go from there. But I'm going to hold it up and let you see what the lace looks like, and hopefully no page sticks together. But here's Alice, and here's the lace. Now, because a lot of it, because of it looks cream, but it's, all of them have some color in them, except a couple just have cream. All right, guys, I will be back, and we will do the beads. I'll talk to you soon. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you, guys. See you later. Bye.